following a meeting in Brussels with Ursula von der Leyen, Magyar has secured the 16.4 billion euros in frozen EU funds. So Hungary is set to receive that. These funds were frozen over rule of law concerns, which happened under Orban's leadership. So von der Leyen was quoted as saying in Brussels today, quote, "Subject to the reforms being implemented by Magyar's government, I am very happy to announce today that we can unlock 10 billion euros, which is 11.6 billion USD, for Hungary." And then she also mentioned that the further 6.4 million euros will be unlocked, so Hungary will have all of its frozen funds soon. Now, lastly, interesting news from the Balkans. So we had this newly elected Prime Minister of Bulgaria, Rumen Radev, who many of the media was kind of describing as like a moderate kind of new Orban-like figure. So Rumen Radev said today that US military aircraft will only be allowed in Bulgaria until the end of the month of June. This was done after the US failed to approve a visa-free system for Bulgarian visitors. So reading this from the Balkan Insight, apparently earlier in this month in May, he and Trump had been talking about the aircraft stay and called for a suspension of the visa rule for Bulgarian nationals. I guess this was a kind of like, you get this and we get this scenario. But today he finally made this statement, quote, "I called for the suspension of the need for US visas for Bulgarian citizens during my conversation with the US president, but I have not yet received a positive answer. While I fully understand the complexity of all the regulatory procedures, we also have our priorities and we cannot respond positively to the request for long stays of aircraft and tankers at Sofia Airport." So it seems like Rumen Radev and his administration was quite unsatisfied with the lack of action by the Trump administration. That's it for news today. We'll keep following this situation of the Russian drone which entered into Romania. I know I read one report saying that this happened because Ukrainian drone was trying to defend and then the drone got off course. At first, Russia was denying the fact that this was even a Russian drone in the first place. So we'll learn more, obviously, as more intelligence comes out. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to like, follow, and repost.